fight fans? It's the Mighty Mean Joe Frazier. You are now tuned in to Fist Physics. Today's topic is Crawford versus Diaz. The outcome, the day after. Wow, man. What an incredible show put on by terrible Terence Crawford. He truly is the king at 140 pounds, light welterweight. One of the things that I pointed out during my first video about this fight leading up to it was the fact that Crawford does not weigh 140 pounds when you get in the ring with him. Day before weigh-in, yes, he can make 140. But here are the official weights, or the unofficial weights, by HBO the day of. So Crawford walked in the ring weighing a whopping 159 pounds. Wow. And like I said, I've been keeping track of Crawford's weights, and he has been past the junior middleweight limit, and now he's closely pushing up on the middleweight limit the night of. But the guy Felix Diaz was no better because he came in at 161, which is actually over the middleweight limit. So, I mean, we really weren't watching two super welterweights or light welterweights that night. We were looking at two middleweights getting it on. But like I thought earlier, Diaz was going to be game for a couple of good rounds, but he really lacked the size and the power to keep Crawford off of him, and Crawford was pretty much landing at will. To me, in my opinion, Crawford proved to us, the boxing public, that he's a true southpaw. There was no switching in this fight. And usually Crawford starts off as in the orthodox stance, but then switches over to southpaw. But because he was in the ring with another southpaw, an Olympic gold medal winner for DR, he chose to go in there straight to the southpaw stance, which to me proved to the audience or the fight fans that this guy is really a southpaw. At the end of the fight was stopped. And I didn't see, and a couple of people, I actually heard people saying, well, why did Julio Diaz stop the fight? And, Felix still could have went the last 2 rounds or 3 rounds, whatever was left. But listen, man, Felix's eye was completely closed. And I do believe the round before they actually stopped it, I noticed Crawford exchanging words with, I'm guessing somebody or random people in Diaz's team or in the crowd, but there's a point in that fight where Crawford is actually talking to someone outside the ring. He sticks his tongue out at them, and the whole time Felix is in the corner just covered up, and then Crawford begins to unload. There was no reason for Felix Diaz to continue this fight. He had already lost every single round. He doesn't have the power to knock a guy out at all, having 21 fights with 9 knockouts. He doesn't have much power. He clipped Crawford a couple of times, and it didn't really seem to have any effect. I mean, we, the fans who saw the punch, whoa, we oohed and ahed at it. But when you look at Crawford's face, it only seemed to piss him off. After the fight, Crawford was looking to call out Ndungo for a unification match and also expressed interest in taking on Thurman at 147 pounds or even Manny Pacquiao. The Thurman fight was actually shrugged off later on by Bob Arum during an interview with one of the, I can't remember if it was Ellie Selback or if it was another station, but somebody had an interview up with Bob, and Bob, when asked about a Thurman Spence possibility, he said, what is the purpose of calling out a guy who's injured, who's coming back after elbow surgery? Like, he just didn't see the point. Now, me personally, I would like to see Crawford unify before leaving his weight class. And I do think that Spence versus Crawford is in our immediate future. Now, I'm saying that because right now I've actually picked Spence to beat Brook, and you can check out the Brook Spence video. I'm a big fan of Brook. I'm a big fan of Spence. I just felt like Kell Brook needed more time to heal, time that he's not going to get, he didn't get, and I feel like that's going to play out in this fight coming up May 27th, which is actually this Saturday. But now let's pretend I'm right. Spence beats Brook. Then we'll be looking at a Brook versus Thurman. And I would actually be strongly favoring Brook in that fight. Spence in that fight. Excuse me. So I would pick Spence over Thurman. Now, if Spence beats Thurman and Crawford comes up to 147 pounds, I think we're looking at a mega fight between these two southpaws. And I think that would be very interesting. I think the fans would be in for a real fight because even though Spence has a very humble and nice demeanor, when he's in the ring, he's nobody nice. He's mean, he's tough, he comes to knock you out. Crawford is a technician. He has so many tools in his belt, man. I mean, nothing that the dude does surprises me at this point. And I just think it's time for Crawford to get the big names and get the big fights and the big money that he deserves. Also, I just want to take the time out to say really quick, even though everybody's talking about Floyd Mayweather McGregor, or even a Floyd Mayweather Triple G, or the winner of Triple G versus Canelo, I'm thinking that a Crawford Mayweather fight would actually be really good. And I don't think Crawford would be as easy of a win as Triple G. Crawford has showed me that he's very competitive. He takes boxing very seriously. And he comes out there with his intentions to hurt you. Now, getting in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, who last years of his career just wanted to really outpoint you and outskill you, I wonder how it will play out a fight between a southpaw who has just as long as reach as Floyd, has a deep skill set to reach into, and because Floyd is actually on the decline, being 40, and he would be actually over 40 before a fight like this could even take place, I just think that that's a really good fight to go out on. And I'm not even going to say who I would pick right now, but I am going to say that I think Crawford has the ability to bring the dog out of Floyd Mayweather. You haven't seen Floyd Mayweather in a fight where he really had to fight. And I think Crawford might be the man to make him fight, to have an action-packed fight. I think that's a better fight than Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. I think it's a better fight than McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. This is a really good fight. All right, fight fans, I'm on to the next one.